Hello, beer tubers, and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Hops. Today, checking out a couple beers from Electric Brewing. Steve was awesome enough to hit me up on Instagram, a new follower of the channel, and he was like, "Hey, dude, I want to ship you some fresh 8-bit brewing because he saw my reviews of 8-bit and found me on the interwebs, and he'd love to see some preaching about 8-bit because they're actually making some really good beers. But he wanted me to try some fresh stuff, so he sent me loads of 8-bit, but also loads of electric. He actually sent me 16 cans of all kinds of things from Electric Brewing and 8-bit, but also Green Cheek, and there was also a single beer from Great Notion. So that was awesome, like boatloads of beers. So thanks a ton, dude. This will be fun to go through. The different of freshness is kind of varied a bit, but they've been kept cold, so I'm sure they're going to be fine. As I found out with these 8-bit beers, when they're so heavily hopped, like it's not only hoppy beer, but there's a lot of hoppy beer. If they're kept cold, they can hold up for like 3 months. They can still be quite tasty. They're not going to be as explosive and in your face, but they can still be really good. So these two beers are quite like late releases, or late releases. You can't say that, can you? You can say these releases were quite a while back from Electric. It was, I think, around the time when they started doing their new artwork with a super cool graffiti kind of style. I love this look. So we got a can of Juice and Waffles, which is a double dry hop double IPA, and we got a can of Straight Vibin, which is a double dry hop triple IPA. And one is canned in August and the other in September. So, and we're trying this in December. So they're not like crazy fresh, but I'm popping these. They smell quite nice. So let's check these ones out. So Juice and Waffles is going to be the one we're going to start with first. And this one is actually based on their first hazy IPA recipe, which was made in August of 2016. But then with more, hops that are popular nowadays. So it's a pretty interesting combo. It's got Citra, Galaxy, Centennial, Mandarina Bavaria, and Simcoe. So that's crazy. Like Simcoe and Mandarina Bavaria and Centennial is not something you ever see in the New England IPAs. It's very rare, at least. But yeah, this one pours. Very nice color in the glass. It is bright looking. It's a bit darker orange, or darker, like it's definitely like that bright yellow kind of colors, but it's got a little bit more darkness to it compared to some of the other beers I've had from these guys from Electric. Like just a little more of a. It's almost like a green hue, like heavily hopped kind of hue. You can also see, like, when I swirl it around, there's a bit of particles in there. So I don't know, hop resin, something like that, or just like from what do you call cryo hops, because that kind of doesn't really necessarily go out of the beer, but it looks nice. Let's check out the aroma. Oh yeah, definitely has some old school flavor to this one. I totally smell like orange, pithy orange, citrus. Is there even a hint of grapefruit too? Yeah, this almost smells like you did a mashup of West Coast. No, it doesn't, because it doesn't really smell like it's like bitter. It's still quite juicy. It smells like it's just like you did a New England IPA or hazy IPA with old school hops. Still a big burst of like Galaxy, like that really nice overripe kind of melon vibe. Soft dankness to this one too. Definitely some earthiness from Galaxy 2, some spiciness, some peppery vibes. Citrus is also like bursting like with bright tropical fruit out of the glass. Wow, and this is from September? It's craziness. Like TMOH IPA, as Joe says. Yeah, and Mandarina Bavaria is like that sweet kind of citrus thing, but also like often for me, a good amount of like really resiny citrus flavor, but also maybe a touch of earthiness sometimes. Like a bit of an old school flair too, but smells really good. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, and thanks a ton to Steve for the beers. Really, man, you're the man. 16 cans. It's craziness. Mm. Yeah, it is like, it's definitely got old school flair. I wonder how this was really fresh. It was like really popping and singing with like super bright flavors. It's still holding up fairly nicely. It has like huge classic piney, resiny, and it's like grapefruity flavors and whatnot, albeit a little bit juicy, which is quite interesting. Like I think it almost looks like a little bit grayish on camera, but it doesn't per se taste like papery or sherry like or anything. It just tastes like a New England IPA or hazy IPA that's been super hop saturated, where everything's just like really mellowed out. You can feel a coating on your tongue of like hop, not necessarily hop matter, but I think that's like what you get from using cryo hops, because it stays more in suspension in the beer, cryo hops. So you get that like prickly, almost like bitter type feel, whereas T90 pellets, they drop out completely. So it's like quite a different experience with cryo hops. Like I started using them for the first time myself in brewing, and they definitely do something. They're great together with T90 pellets, I think. There's also some classic juicy, overripe kind of stone, or not maybe not stone fruit, but overripe melon. Like I think the Galaxy really plays into that with hints of the earthiness on the aftertaste. You can taste that this has probably had like loads of bright, singy pineapple type flavors, like really passion fruit in one, because you're getting a short burst of that before it goes into the more old school profile. I'm guessing Citra might be part of that. And also like a little bit of a caddy dankness. And it has like a nice, almost like candied citrus bite on the end. Like, man, this must have been so dope fresh. Like really dead fresh. It's still really good, like as it is right now. Totally enjoyable, double IPA. It just doesn't sing and pop as much as Electric often does when you have it really fresh. But 8.5% as well. I think I failed to mention that. But yeah, that's really tasty. So let's try and move on to the one from August. It's very late August. They're very close to each other in terms of dating. But it's a triple IPA, so that probably held up even better. So this one is 9.6%. This is called Straight Vibin. And again, fantastic artwork on there. I love that. It looks fantastic. There's so many cool things in the background too. So this one's got some cool hops because it's got Nelson, boys. I love me some of that Nelson goodness. One of my all-time favorite hops is not my favorite hop. Like I love Nelson so much. So Nelson's got Brew 1, which is also a fairly dank hop, and Citra Cryo. So yeah, this could go ahead and be a fairly bright and dank triple IPA. Like often with triple IPAs for me, like they can be like so cloying, but some of these West Coast breweries, they just make them so well. Also with this, like this is not overly attenuated or under attenuated, overly sweet New England IPA. It's dry and it's pithy. It still has a velvety mouthfeel, but it has some dryness to it, and then an uplifting bright hop flavor, which is just more insane fresh. And that's the kind of style I look for nowadays. But this one looks more bright than the Juice and Waffles. It is maybe not as hazy either, but it's, just like a really nice golden yellow color with a white head. Let's check out the aroma. Oh yeah, Nelson is really sitting on there. I actually think this one pops a bit more, but that might just be, how much was there apart? So this was canned on the 25th of August, and this was canned on the 8th of September. So there is still fairly close, but you can feel that the aroma on this one's definitely taken a hit a bit. It's like definitely died down. There's some dankness to it for sure. A little bit of a just cushy dank vibe. Nelson is definitely there with like that really nice drying white grape gooseberry character. Really white grapey on this one. Tropical white grape. Man, this must have been just like so like, you can smell that these have been some dope ass beers. It's like when you drink a lot of these kind of IPAs, that's something you start to pinpoint really quickly. Like when a beer is really fresh and when it's got some age, and you can even start to smell how a beer is like, yeah, this was crazy good when it was really fresh. Yeah, it smells really nice still, but classic. Some again, it's got maybe a little bit more of an overripe tropical fruit vibe, again some mango papaya vibes, but there's definitely also some bright tropical, pineapple, passion fruit, maybe even lemon to this. It smells nice. Let's give it a taste, guys. Cheers, and again, thanks to Steve for the beers. Big ass beer. So the reason why I always drink triple IPAs cold is because they often get a bit of that booze showing. This is also cold. The only time it's been out of the fridge is doing all the close-ups and whatever. And I think there is a smidge of heat to it, just a little bit. But that's probably also because it's finishing fairly dry. Like, it's not overly sweet or cloying or anything. It's a drier triple IPA. But there's just the softest hint of alcohol to this one. You can taste that this has had a lot of Nelson flavor. Like, there's still a good amount of, like, that gooseberry, white grape kind of quality. Like tropical white grape, really dry, pithy, grapey grape skin flavor. There's like a bit of that cushy dankness. Man, and he sent me some really fresh electric, which I'm stoked on trying to. But I thought we should get these out of the ways first. Like, this is just like drinking these. It's been a while since I had some electric. It's just like reminding me how good electric IPAs can be. But again, in both beers, everything is just toned down a few notches. It's not like this like experience, but like, this is pretty much how it is when you buy shelfy IPAs at supermarkets and whatnot. Like, these are the ages you'll get. And, like, drinking from these breweries, they're still loads better than some of the stuff that sits hot on shelves for a long time. But I won't say I'm floored by any of these. They're just very tasty IPAs. Triple IPAs and double IPAs at that. That are hazy. But I definitely think I prefer the double. It's interesting. That's just the case of I think it's like, what's the difference of age? 10 days? Something a little bit more? Like, this one just pops more. Definitely more of a pop to it. Although this tastes like fresher, it would have been more my alley because it has more like crazy brightness and whatnot. And the alcohol also drags down a little bit for me, but like, I'm guessing this fresh would probably be close to a 95. Probably 94. As it is right now, with a few months on it, it's a straight 90. It's still pretty damn tasty, but like, I would have been really excited about this, I think, if it was really fresh. And the triple IPA, 88. It's just a touch too boozy for me, but again, if this was maybe 89, if this was fresher, it would also be in the 90s. It'd be like 90, 92-ish in that, maybe probably 92, maybe even 93. You just taste like they would even more like there'd been like that smash, that like boof that like I usually get from drinking electric or monkish for that matter. But yeah, really, really tasty beers. They're certainly worth a shot if you want to. If you have them in your cellar, for example, or if you just have some in the fridge, or someone offers you a can, because I don't think they're too easy to come by anymore. Because with these kind of breweries, the releases are like that, and this is the next beer. But if you happen to get some, drink them, and they're still probably going to be quite decent. But this will air probably, maybe even in January. So we'll see. Then maybe I wouldn't trade for them. But hey, I had fun drinking them. They're tasty. So thanks a ton for the beer, Steve. It will be really damn fun to try the others too. So if you guys had a chance to try Electric Juice and Waffles, or their straight Vibin, let me know what you thought of these beers. Very tasty stuff. And again, that artwork is just fire. So yeah, I'm going to say cheers, my favorite. And as always, guys, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Wow, I almost fucked up there for a sec. And cheers, and see you guys. And all that social media jazz. Wow, what's going on today? It's been a long day. I want to say cheers. See you guys in another beer review. Thanks for the beer, Steve.